This morning, we're learning more about the police shooting in Lodo on Sunday morning. Denver police say 3 officers fired 7 bullets and 7 people were hurt. This all started because of a man with a gun in the area. 9 News reporter Darius Johnson joins us in studio this morning. And Darius, police admit, quote, something went wrong.
Corey, that's exactly right. At this point, police won't really admit that they shot anyone. They do say 3 people had serious injuries to the arm or leg. And here's a warning for everyone watching right now. This story does contain images and descriptions of those who were shot Sunday morning, which may be hard to look at. But we do think it's important when police are not necessarily saying they shot anyone, despite what the victims are showing us. Denver police say officers believed Jordan Waddy had a gun in the pocket of his hoodie in this still body camera image released to us. Seconds later, they say Waddy pulled the gun out and then pulled it across his body. That's when Commander Clark says officers saw the muzzle of Waddy's gun and opened fire. 2 officers fired from this direction that you see here, and police say no one was behind the suspect at this time. However, we spoke to 2 bystanders who say they were shot and still have bullet fragments in their body. One right there, she was shot above her armpit. The other you're looking at, he was shot in his bicep, and his bone is essentially shattered.
The bullet hit my shoulder, my right shoulder. It had gone through just above my armpit and exited in the back of my right arm.
And I'm not sure I'll be able to conclude if they were shot. I mean, we certainly have significant injuries, so it would seem like some sort of larger projectile hit him than a jacket. But again, that's just anecdotal. It's not. I don't have any ballistics to compare back to.
But once again, bullet fragments in their bodies. Those who were shot told us that they didn't know the bullets came from police until they watched it right here on the news. Police are admitting the 6 people injured should not have gotten hurt. Denver police are set to meet with the DA's office about the case later on today, who will then decide if this shooting was justified after reviewing body camera footage as well as forensic and ballistic evidence, Corey.
Still a lot of questions in that case.
A lot of questions, a lot of layers, and definitely trying to figure out, okay, what went wrong here and where did these bullets come from if police were the only ones firing?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Darius, thank you.
We have an update this morning from Uvalde, Texas. The superintendent of the area school district is recommending the school police chief be fired. He's the one who oversaw the response to May's mass shooting at Robb Elementary School. Pete Arredondo was put on administrative leave last month. The Board of Education will hold a special meeting on Saturday morning to discuss him. Arredondo was one of the nearly 400 law enforcement officers who responded. Officers began arriving at the school within moments, but they allowed the gunman to remain in classrooms for 77 minutes until they entered the school and killed him. By the time police acted, 19 children and 2 teachers were dead. Google is paying tribute to a young artist who was among the 19 children who died in the Uvalde school massacre. 10-year-old Althea Ramirez entered the Google Doodle contest in March. Her artwork didn't make the finals, but Google has decided to display it anyway as a tribute to her and the other Uvalde victims. President Joe Biden has also told Alethea's father that he plans to hang one of her drawings in the White House. A new CNN poll shows that Americans believe the government can do more to prevent mass shootings. It's at a new high. Nearly 7 out of 10 of U.S. adults say the government and society can and should take action to prevent mass shootings like the one in Uvalde, Texas. A near universal 92% of Democrats support stricter gun laws. That number is only 39% for Republicans. About 58% of Americans are at least somewhat worried about gun violence, with 26% saying they are very worried.
Right now, the girls' softball coach at Cherry Creek High School is under arrest, accused of trying to get a girl in Virginia to send him nude photos. That girl later took her own life. Investigators started looking into Pablo Severson back in March. The Hanover County Sheriff's Office in Virginia found Severson was communicating with the girl through several messaging apps. They say the 37-year-old coach asked the girl to send him nude images and video of herself. Today, deputies in Arapahoe County searched Severson's home and arrested him on 1 count count of criminal solicitation. The sheriff's office says Severson coached softball at Cherry Creek High School and the Colorado Sticks Girls Softball Club. The Cherry Creek School District says he also worked as a paraprofessional at West, Middle, and Cherry Creek Elevation. He previously coached teams at Heritage, Littleton, and Chaparral High Schools. The Cherry Creek School District says they fired Severson immediately and that previous background and reference checks did not raise any concerns. Investigators are worried there may be more victims across the country. They're asking anyone with information to reach out to their tip line. There are resources and support available for survivors of abuse. You can call the Colorado Crisis Services 24/7. It's a hotline. The number is 844-493-8255. The group Blue Bench runs a hotline to support survivors of sexual violence. That number is 303-322-7273.
This morning, all clear at the Colorado State Capitol. The building had to be evacuated on Wednesday afternoon because of a bomb threat. Colorado State Patrol says dogs and security swept the building and they weren't able to find anything. A reporter at KRDO in Colorado Springs was in the middle of an interview with the Department of Treasury when troopers told them they had to leave the building. Treasury Department had pulled out some items from its vault for the video shoot. Things like purple hearts, bronze stars, diamonds, and orange bowl rings all had to be left sitting on the table during the evacuation.
Right now, nearly 100% of the state is considered to be at least abnormally dry. This is the latest drought monitor. We're expected to get an updated one today. That doesn't bode well when you look at your stretch of heat over the last couple of 10 days. Even worse when you consider water use. In the summer, 75% of Highlands Ranch water is used on outdoor irrigation. That's water that can't be recaptured or recycled. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon found out how drought is affecting the water supply and what Centennial Water is doing about it.
This is about the lowest that anybody has seen it.
McClellan Reservoir is where Highlands Ranch, Solstice, and northern Douglas County gets most of its water.
Normally this would be covered by water, but this year you can see that it's been dry long enough that grass has started to grow on the shore.
Sam Calkins, general manager of Centennial Water and Sanitation District, says these low water levels are the reason they're instituting water restrictions for the first time since 2002.
If the reservoir was full, it would be up to the level of that red rock. And the rock further below, the white rock, is usually underwater. So we'd expect it to be somewhere in that band of gray rock behind us in a normal year.
But this isn't a normal year. Hotter, drier conditions and drought are affecting water levels in the South Platte River, which is the main source of this reservoir.
In fact, after April 30th, when the snow melts, the reservoirs should start to fill and get to 70–80%. But this year, they really have stayed about that 40% or a little bit below.
To help conserve water, residents are being asked to limit outdoor irrigating to 2 days per week, before 10 a.m. or after 6 p.m.
Agencies like the Highlands Ranch Metro District and the Highlands Ranch Community Association, they may be watering more than 2 days a week, but they're committed to cutting their outdoor irrigation by 15 to 20%, and that's what we're asking our residential customers to do as well.
Stage 1 drought restrictions are expected to end in late September or October. Until then, outdoor water features like fountains and splash pads will be turned off.
While we're not in an emergency situation, really what we want to do is get the message out that we have been in a drought for a few years and that conserving water is important. We need to come together as a community to do that.
Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
Centennial Water will answer questions about water restrictions at an open house on July 28th at Southridge Rec Center. You can also check their website, centennialwater.org, for more information on when you can water outdoors.